Don't know the power.
The math is unfootable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Press go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just works.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Cheats can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Fusion! You don't know the power.
The math is unfootable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership.
And what's it gonna do?
Everybody excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
Give my creation! Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP Money. This is our live stream. We come to you every week at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We have a lot to go over today. Some great updates, reboot in full swing, and much more than that even. So, but before we get into all that, please help me welcome my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA, how are you?
Hey everyone, welcome.
Yeah, no doubt. So always happy to have you, LA. And yeah, we're gonna jump right in. Before we do that, we have a lot to cover today. So timing is of the essence. But before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us get the word out and brings more eyeballs onto the protocol and helps us grow as a community. So that's super important. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. Again, I'm a little bit rushed. I apologize. We were in meetings all day today. It's been super productive, and we'll talk about all that as we go. But long story short, the markets are still doing what they do. No real certainty this week in the overall macro. Just kind of crabbing sideways, which may happen. But I think over the next few months, we really do see turnaround. We're absolutely finding a floor. And even if we still go down from here, we joked about it on the last AMA, things can't just go down forever. So, there has to be some relief. And I think in terms of the overall crypto cycles, we will still see a nice recovery later this year. I still think we're on track for that. So, how that all plays into EMP specifically, it's been great. I mean, we're still outperforming Ethereum. We'll talk about that in a minute, but EMP has been pretty much standing steady at these levels, even with Ethereum still dipping down below 1600. And those that have been accumulating EMP and still taking advantage of the peg bonus are going to be really happy, when we finally do recover peg. So, all right, let's just kick things off with a bond update. Again, I think on everybody's mind is, how do we get the momentum back? How do we get dexFi back online? Again, we've been doing a bunch of updates on our socials about dexFi and the vaults. That reboot, we talked a lot about that on the last AMA, so make sure you check that out. But the reboot of the vault is going to happen sooner than I think any of us had anticipated. And why that matters is that is a major revenue stream, not only as a protocol. Again, we get part of the harvesting fees on all those LPs, but it also allows us to put our treasury back to work in generating yield. So the sooner that DeFi vaults are back up, the better it is for everybody. So that's really exciting. And we will be doing what we're calling recovery bonds. We were hoping to have that ready this week, but we're still doing some more math on what makes the most sense for new investors that maybe go into the bonds, but also helps the protocol recover as well. So for those of you that remember our old bonds, we had, it was a fixed monthly rate over a year, and we were to pay those out. This is going to be a little bit different. This is a lot more variable based, but could potentially be way more than the 60% APR that we offered with the original treasury bonds. So again, we'll have a full breakdown on all this, but the overall idea is we offer this opportunity. You buy the bonds. That money is then put to work in the vaults. Half of that is used to, well, first of all, we wait until that overall wallet does a 2x, and then everybody gets their initial capital back, and then half of all the yield from that wallet will go to pay out, all that were affected in the vaults that may have lost through the hack, or just helping the entire system recover. And then the other half is paid to you as an owner of that wallet address. So, and another really cool thing is that it will all be fully transparent. So we will dox that wallet address, and you'll be able to see literally what we're yielding every single day towards that recovery. So really exciting stuff on the bonds. Again, I wish I had more info to share, but that will be coming soon. We're just finalizing all the math and some of the front end so that it is an actual DApp or application that you can interact with on chain and be as decentralized as possible. So yeah, was there any other updates on the bonds, LA, that I may have forgotten that I've told you or we had
Nope,
questions on?
not that I know of.
Okay, all right. And you're really low today too. I don't know if that's me or I don't know, the audio is low on your side. But
Oh,
all
I'm
right.
not doing anything different than normal.
All right, yeah, it might just be me. So let us know in the comments if you can hear both Ellie and I. Well, all right, so that's an update on bonds. Next is the legacy contracts. Again, that is still in the works. Again, we are going to be crediting everybody that was in Fusion, or I'm sorry, that was in Detonator Reactor, or any of the legacy contracts, nodes, NFTs into Fusion. So, again, nothing has changed there. I will hopefully I finally have a little more time. We've just been heads down, trying to rebuild right now. But I will have a little more time uh, to do a post on the math on how we're calculating that credit. And again, I don't want to put a date on it because it seems like whenever we do, we get in trouble. But it will be soon. I mean, contracts are pretty much finished. We just have a priority list right now, and they're not quite at the top of the list. So, but there'll be full instructions on what you need to do. You will have to take an extra step in claiming your credit, and then that will be applied to your Fusion balance. If you don't have a Fusion account, we will be able to mint you a microgrid. Again, that was a change. We thought it would only be applicable to people that already had Fusion accounts. So again, there's still some bonuses that we're working through, but I think what people are concerned of is getting credit while we're below peg. But the way that we have calculated this credit, you are not getting an additional peg bonus on top of it. So don't worry, no matter what peg is at, you get the same credit either way. So there really isn't a lot of rush. And I get it that people want to be able to compound or sell. Uh, there could be some really good deals on the secondary market for microgrids when we do this. And once this is done, this is it. I mean, again, there's no more dilution, other than just the rest of the EMP that's on the market, but there's really not a lot left. And then, everybody's in Fusion, and that is how we move forward. So all the drama, all the maintenance of legacy contracts, all the, tech support, we don't have to do any of that moving forward. We just focus 100% on Fusion. So yeah, all right, that's an update on that. LA, again, anything you want to add about legacy contracts?
No, just hang in there, guys. We'll keep giving you updates every week. And as soon as we have kind of definitive dates and information, we'll make sure to share them with you immediately.
Perfect. Yep. And again, I'll do my best to get a post out about the math this week. But I think a lot of you will be happy, especially, we said node holders, they're getting a little bit of a bonus because it was EMP in and EMP out. And then again, anybody in detonator reactor, all the DAAS contracts will be a mathematical equation based on what you're owed and what you compounded. If you were compounding, again, you get a better deal because you didn't take profits. And then the NFTs are a flat rate based on the original purchase price. So, all right, awesome. LA, why don't you, if you don't mind, can you go over this next part? This is an update about dexFi and all the vaults. And then I can elaborate on some of this as we go.
For sure.
Okay.
All right. So dexFi posted this in their group and pinned it yesterday. The reboot is officially underway. We're happy to announce the reboot process has officially begun, starting with the deployment of our newly updated contracts featuring enhanced security measures. The new contracts are fully open sourced and verified to encourage public scrutiny. The new contracts, I just read that part. Primarily, the primary adjustments include the addition of roles that limit the ability for any single user to access functions of any core contracts. In conjunction with role limitations, we've hard-coded a multi-signature contract that requires a minimum of 3 signatures for any potential changes to take effect. Processes for these signers include cold storage keys that have also been put in place, making any future exploit in this fashion near impossible. We've completely rebuilt our cloud servers from the ground up, greatly limiting access to only essential personnel, with additional fail-safe measures to quickly revoke access if needed, and ensure that any new code pushed to the server is thoroughly reviewed by our internal team before allowed on production. The new contracts will be connected to our front end, starting with Sonic and base chains in the coming days as a beta. All current vaults will be moved to a legacy domain and will need to be migrated to the new contracts. In order to verify our work and further ensure investor confidence, we've contracted Zelic to conduct an audit of all the aforementioned contract changes, in addition to providing an in-depth review of our operational security and infrastructure. With a background in real-world offensive security research, Zelic is a perfect fit for us in this critical stage of development. Zelic also owns code for Rena and will be helping us navigate a white hat hack competition. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah.
Once the primary audit is complete, to stress test our entire system to make sure we're absolutely 100% secure moving forwards. Please stand by for further announcements, including updates from our third-party review of the postmortem from Intelligence on Chain, as well as a detailed compensation plan for those affected.
Perfect, Ellie. Yeah, 100%. So let's unpack all that a little bit. I know it's a lot of info, but we're trying to be as transparent as we can be through this whole entire process. So again, on the last few AMAs, we did a full breakdown of how we think the hack actually happened. Again, if you want to know all that, I would just suggest listening to some of the older AMAs. But long story short, it was a combination of hacking our actual web server, not the actual smart contracts, obtaining an encrypted private key that, again, we had security measures in place to protect, and then making changes to their code with that private key. So, we had spent probably upwards of $200,000 on audits over the last 3 years for dexFi vaults, and their code is and was solid. So that, again, there's really not a lot of recourse on that side. But knowing the attack vector now through the actual web server, we have been able to implement these additional security features that, again, hindsight is always 2020. Obviously, we wish we would have had that in place. Some of them we actually had in place. We just were a little more lenient because we had just introduced Sonic, and because there was a lot of code changes and updates on the back end to support Sonic, the devs had to be able to make changes on the fly. So part of that, as you heard, we're implementing multi-sigs, time locking mechanisms that, even with edits to the contract, that don't go live, immediately, which gives us another layer to cancel if it is something nefarious. And what I'm most excited about is getting Zelic on board. So Zelic is um, one of the only offensive auditing companies. So again, just to give a little more background, typically auditors, even the big guys, Surtick, Hacken, Halborn, all them, they are very skilled devs, but they just review the code and suggest edits or hypothetical, hacks based on the vulnerabilities in the code. That being said, some of the code is so complex that the auditors themselves don't even know the full extent, or number two, it isn't real world experience. What Zelic is, and again, they're the parent company of Code Farina. They are actual hackers, white hat hackers that try to infiltrate their code offensively and are interacting with the code in real time to break it. And this is again a whole nother level of audit. And so we're excited to have them battle test, these new contract changes. And honestly, overall the code has been extremely solid. So I don't foresee any additional issues. And it will allow us to really reboot even faster. And we have to balance the fine line of obviously we don't want to rush anything because that would, we would never open up contracts that aren't considered safe. So all this will be done hopefully within the next 2 weeks or so. The full audit may take about a month, but we should be able to at least get private vaults up and running, because even the private vaults we had, a lot of them weren't affected. So that is another way, another layer of security that was already there when we had it up and running. So I'm really confident in all this. And then last but not least, our independent review from Intelligence on Chain, IOC. We had a long meeting yesterday, and we're finding a lot of breadcrumbs, which is promising. I mean, typically with a hacker that was this skilled, they're very proficient at covering their tracks. And although they definitely use Tornado Cash and all the typical non-KYC avenues, we were able to find some breadcrumbs. So I don't want to go too much into that. We'll have a full public report on that when we can, and then we'll continue to do our due diligence behind the scenes. And again, I know not only trying to actually recover funds if that is possible, but also ruling out any inside job or other potential known issues that we can link back to actual KYC accounts. So we'll let you know on all that. And then last but not least, again, one more thing with the bonds and with this whole reboot plan. If you were affected in the vaults, we do have a compensation plan that we're working out. It'll essentially be airdropping you a escrow token that represents what you lost, and then part of the protocol fees and anything we can generate through the bonds will go to making you whole over time. So again, we'll have a whole another Medium article on that. I'm just giving you a high level overview tonight of everything we have in the works. We've been nonstop since the attack happened, putting together a real game plan to move forward. So and everything is coming together. I mean, I'm always the glass half full kind of guy. I know LA is as well. Everybody on the team for that matter. But overall, the momentum, was affected for sure. But we're in a really good spot. I mean, we could be having a whole different conversation that we have nothing left to build back, and that isn't the case. So I'm really still confident in peg recovery, fusion being extremely lucrative. We need to get through the next few weeks, and we could have a full reboot on our hands in no time. So yeah, LA again. Anything you want to add to that? I mean, we're making some real headway for sure.
Yeah, I think it's really positive news. And the recovery that we just read through and all the new security measures are very ironclad sounding. And I like that everything is now going to be open source and more transparent and that the community can get involved in white hat hacking if they want for the competition, and we can really battle test everything. I think that's all very important. And it's a lesson learned moving forwards to kind of set everything up this way.
Yeah, 100% LA. I mean, we've always been, as security focused as we can be. We've said all along over the last 3.5 years, we haven't had one exploit or one issue. And, unfortunately, this was a big one. But yeah, I think that we absolutely have an ironclad, solution to all this. And then we can grow the TVL to, tens of millions, if not even hundreds of millions in the future. So yeah, again, everything happens for a reason, and I think that this is going to set us up for even more success in the future. And yeah, you also mentioned open sourcing. Yeah, I mean that is also part of the way that we're hoping to win back community trust. Um, a lot of the contracts we had in the vaults were closed source just because there was a bunch of proprietary, code and the way we did things. That's why the vaults are so powerful. But that being said, we feel like we already have first mover advantage. It's better for the community and the overall decentralization aspects of the code to be open sourced. And a lot of the big players, knowing now that we are open source, that actually might be a catalyst for even more deposits into the vault. So again, I think it is something that needed to be done, and we're doing it. And now, again, we're hoping to win their confidence back for everybody. So I'm super excited for the full reboot. And again, I mean, that's the other thing. It's it proves that the vaults are a great product market fit, because over the last 2 weeks, I find myself even personally, not wanting to manage my LP positions manually and saying to myself, man, I would love for this to work. I mean, obviously there's BFE and Balancer, but we have so many more quality of life options with the vaults. That's why they're so powerful. With the automatic take profit, uh, the ETFs, really you can just set it up and then let it earn with very minimal interaction. And that is a whole different level of automation than BFE or other LP managing protocols. So yeah, I'm again, silver lining. It shows that uh, the vaults are needed, and again, I can't wait to get back to having them up and operational. So, all right, switching gears now to Fusion. Again, getting some momentum back. We have some really great new competitions, some EMP incentives, and a lot of stuff happening. So, LA, I'm gonna go and pull up Fusion Watch, and then maybe you can go through some of the bullet points, and
Yeah.
then we can regroup. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So, and I'm going to read this out loud, but if you want to read it yourself later, Grover posted this on Telegram earlier, and I also shared it to Discord. So, a couple things regarding Fusion Watch and our competitions. So, starting next week, a new condition is being added to our Fusion leaderboard competition. To qualify for leaderboard rewards, the previous week's community challenge must be completed. If the challenge isn't met, then no leaderboard prizes will be awarded for that week. And why is this? This ensures that we're all working together towards our shared goal. We're not expecting anyone else to do it for us. We're working on peg recovery and ecosystem strength. Now, so far this week, there's been 6.73 thousand EMP deposited. Well, we were giving away 12,000 per week. We can't give away 12,000 for $6,000 or 6,000 EMP worth of deposits. It just doesn't make sense. The treasury would be giving away all the EMP. And as much as certain people in the community have been participating even daily in depositing, a lot of the community hasn't right now. And this is actually the lowest 2 weeks that we've had in months for deposits. Now, we're actually revving up to have this huge recovery, and we want to continue giving away this EMP every week. But we can only do that if we reach our goals the week before. Right now is a great thing because with how the deposits have been, it gives a lot of people that have never won before the opportunity to kind of snipe in there and win. And so it's all in the way you choose to look at it. But right now, it's never been easier to win the competition. So it makes sense to work together to reach our community goals. We'll be keeping them low intentionally. This is the lowest we've pretty much ever had. And we're trying to make it as easy as possible for us to continue doing these competitions because we love giving away EMP. If you look up above, we've given away nearly $75,000 worth of prizes, and that's with all the prices really low right now. At one point, it was showing $85,000 when the prices of everything were up higher.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. So again, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, I mean, we have no problem giving away EMP. We want to encourage people to do it. The Treasury, has enough EMP that we can, and that was working extremely well. But to LA's point, when we have 21,000 and this week 6,000 total sacrificed, we just don't want to give out more than we even are able to lock up. So and honestly, it's better for the community that way. We're not diluting anybody either. So, but on the other hand, it is even more incentive to win. Like LA said, because the sacrifices have been lower, you have a much better chance of actually winning those top three spots. Through depositing each week. So, again, hopefully this is just a temporary fix and we get the momentum back. I think, I try to address it on every AMA. If I had to put myself in other people's shoes, I think that the cautiousness is that people don't think that we have enough to support Peg and recover with this recent hack. But that isn't the case. I mean, we talked about it on the last AMA. We still have many revenue streams that are working for us. Uh, liquidity is being managed to maintain, these levels. We still are outperforming ETH. Even today, again, down, another 1% in the last hour, 6 hours, and we've been right around the same. This peg at 0.49, 0.5, right at that level for days, if not weeks. And if you really zoom out and put it into perspective, the pay trend is still looking pretty healthy. I mean, the 1 week pay trend shows us getting a peg in 60 days. Even the most farthest timeline still says 90 days. And that's, 3 months is nothing in crypto. And, even here, the 1 month is 20 days. So it's really not as potentially concerning as I think people may first hear. Obviously, a hack and having the treasury impacted can be alarming, but we are really still in an amazing spot. And I think the momentum will return. We as a community just have to continue. And remember, the amazing part of all of this, if you don't take away anything, but this, what I'm about to say is, EMP is a capped supply token. So even if you're buying, again, 100 EMP a week, I think dilution, I don't have it up right now, but, oh, here it is. Yeah. So, look at even, what is this? 162, over here, 162 EMP per wallet, to get us to peg. So I mean, and again, I understand some people are maxed out. So if that's you, I fully understand. But overall, what I'm saying is, we're making real progress, and literally every single EMP, down to one EMP at a time, it matters because that's one less EMP that will ever be able to be traded or sold on the market. And the ultimate goal is getting every single EMP a token inside of Fusion, and then we're undumpable at that point. Peg maintains, and then we move into phase 2, which is really ramping up the APR and making this an passive income machine. So yeah, again, LA, I don't know if you want to add any to that. It has been a hero's journey. I know we talk about that a lot. So
Yeah, the way that I see it, there's two roads we can take as individuals and a community right now. The one road has it taking the next 230 to 240 days to reach peg based on this week and this past month's current performance. The other road has us being able to greatly accelerate that timeline. And over the next 3 weeks, when we reach our goal, as I outlined last week, going into this extremely accelerated peg recovery and extremely lucrative community challenges that we're going to initiate after we've reached our community goals the next 2 weeks. So not only the regular competitions, but ones that give everyone even more of a chance to win and extremely lucrative prizes while accelerating our peg recovery. So we can either sit back on the sidelines and wait until December or January to get back to peg if we keep up the trend that we have going on this week, or we can all do whatever we can to get back to peg in an extremely accelerated fashion. It's each individual's choice how they're going to choose to contribute to the community. And that doesn't mean just depositing fresh EMP into Fusion. It means encouraging others in the community. It means doing whatever you can to get out the word about Fusion, about EMP, to be a positive force in the community, to encourage other people to keep depositing and keeping their eye on the vision of where we're going. So it's up to us each as individuals to contribute to the community and our plans of getting back to peg, staying back at peg, going through this massive marketing push, doing the Olympics, which I will explain more about when it seems like we're actually close to being able to carry it out. So we have decisions to make, but there's no reason why we can't reach this week's goal when we've done 5-6 times that in previous weeks.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. Again, it's been a heck of a journey, and we're right there. I mean, I made this analogy on the last AMA. Like, we're almost at the finish line. Like, there's the momentum, if anything, is slowing down now, and it should be at all-time highs because we're almost there. I mean, there's record numbers of EMP sacrificed. You know, the overall ecosystem is super healthy. We just need to get this last little bit to then actually be able to implement the peg, strategy. And what that entails is, and we've said this before, but it's worth going over. Once we recover peg, then that allows us to do a few more things. And the two biggest things are adding liquidity at peg, where we're able to protect peg a little bit more, being at peg. It doesn't make sense to do it below peg because if you're selling at these levels, you're shooting yourself in the foot anyway. Regardless, people are still doing it, which is fine. But that just, makes this process a little bit longer. And so, when we get to peg, we're able to add liquidity. Now we're able to start protecting peg, and then we can implement our peg bot. And that is, again, something we've talked about a few times, but the peg stabilization bot will then be able to buy and sell EMP to maintain that peg ratio. And any of the EMP that is potentially sold, again, that is a finite amount, and then is able to actually produce revenue for Fusion. So now, not only are we able to maintain peg, but that is another revenue stream that goes directly into either buying EMP when peg does drop, or giving more rewards in Fusion, or thirdly, which again is probably the number one priority, buying cheap microgrids off the market and then burning them, because that alone will increase everybody else's APR with the same amount of rewards being distributed. So again, that's some of the secret sauce that we don't really talk about because we're not there yet. But we have very, very bullish plans for all that. And I did a podcast with Crypto Kings yesterday. Shout out to him, one of our most loyal supporters. And I went into all this pretty heavily on that podcast. So make sure that you go and look him up and listen to that. It's about an hour long, but we talk a lot about the different mechanisms within Fusion that we haven't even gotten to yet that really are bullish for those that are here for the long run. I mean, again, if you're looking for exit liquidity, you're not patient enough to continue to stick with us. You're not going to do as well as those that do have the long term vision, and that's just how the system has been built. So yeah, I mean, again, and a lot of you that are here on the AMAs, you're 100% behind this, and you get the vision for sure. But those are just some things that don't get brought up a lot, just because we're not quite there yet. But we have a ton of ammo in the chamber for when the time is right, for sure. Okay, awesome. All right, LA, what is up next? I think it was Mo, or anything else you want to go over while we're still here on Fusion Watch?
Yeah, I didn't. We both went on a rant, and I didn't get around to finishing the stuff about the competitions.
All right, yes, please. All right, perfect. All right, good.
So, what does this mean for you? It means keep pushing the community challenge each week. It means rally your fellow emperors and don't just aim to win. Help us all win. Then we have a new competition for BrokeNoMo and the Mo token. That starts Monday, April 21st. And you should get ready for a weekly battle to flex your Mo moves with 2 epic leaderboards. Number 1 is the top Mo bro which is the total holdings increase. And number 2 is ghetto to goat. I love that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Percentage of holdings increase. There's going to be 3 weekly prizes. First place will win 500,000 Mo. Second place will win 250,000 Mo. And third place will win 100,000 Mo. All you need to enter is hold 100,000 Mo in your wallet by Sunday. Whether you're a whale or just getting started, there's a leaderboard that suits you. And there are some terms that apply. Only 1 win per wallet across 3 weeks max. Then you're on a cooldown for 2 weeks. No funny business, myth, multiple wallets, or you're out for good. And then
Perfect.
we have one more cool thing on Fusion Watch called My Wealth, powered by fusionwatch.com/myfusion page. It's a glimpse into the growing portfolio that many of us are building within the Fusion ecosystem. Each token reflects a piece of the movement we're all a part of. More assets are coming soon, spanning across Fusion connected ecosystem, and even some bonus Pulse native tokens too.
Amazing. Yes. All right. So let me go and do a deep dive on a little bit of that, and then LA again. If there's anything you want me to go into specifically, let me know. But I'm super excited for this. Again, shout out to John and Grover. They have just been continually crushing it. I mean, no matter what we have going on, they're always just a tag team building out without any, major guidance from us. They just have been an amazing integral part of what we're doing. So first of all, shout out to both of them. And they're always coming up with cool ideas to help, make the UI better, these different competitions, and just, how to get the community excited again. So again, just like my Fusion, where it shows you all your Fusion progress, this is a different wallet I don't have on, but it is the Pulse wallet, so you can see down here. The bummer in all this is Pulse has been discontinued from Ravi, so it does make it a little more difficult if you're not as an advanced crypto user. But you can see, as long as you connect your wallet, you will be able to see the Mo that you have through this interface. So you don't have to go to any of the other PLS scanners or AutoScan or anything like that. You'll be able to see, just like you would in Ravi, your wallet or MetaMask, what you have right here on this dashboard. And then again, the metrics are all here as well. So I know that I saw one comment like, "Can we move Mo off of Pulse?" I mean, the short answer to that is yes. But again, even with the drama and Pulse being down, all-time lows, fundamentally everything is still what we signed up for. And because you actually earn PLS by holding Mo, again, that's really, really cool. Please go to the website, BrokeNoMo, to really, learn about the economics. But it's one of the only tokens that through the volume and the taxes, you actually earn PLS just for holding it. And again, even with very low volume, the APR is still about 32% yearly. So and that number could go up dramatically. We've already burned over 10% of the supply. I mean, it's really healthy economics, and I'm excited with all that. So we just need to give it some time. I think when Pulse does recover, then Mo will really shine, and all of us will have our bags packed, by getting involved now. So yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. And the other cool part about the competition, is those that are getting rewarded, that increases the volume because on every transfer, there's a tax as well. So, and as a holder, you want that because that means more reflections and more gains into your wallet just for holding. So, again, you do have to add a custom RPC now for MetaMask or Rabi. I've also heard really good things about the Internet Money wallet. if you download that. So again, there's still lots of options for Pulse, and if anybody needs help with that one-on-one, just join the BrokeNoMo Telegram, and any of the admins can help you. Again, don't reply to DMs or connect to other sites. We can help all publicly. But yeah, again, super. Even though things are down and Pulse is a bit of a dumpster fire, I'm still super excited for Mo, and I think it has great potential moving forward. I mean, every week we're still burning about 3 or 4 million Mo, and eventually, just like with Fusion, we'll see a supply shock in that as well. So, all right, was there anything else about Mo, or while I have the screen up again? Sorry, LA, I can't look at
No,
my notes at the same time. Yeah.
no, that's it for Fusion Watch. And then we just have one more exciting announcement about GG.
Yes. All right. Awesome. So, on that note, I'll leave my screen up, and we can.
Before we go into that, do you mind just doing a little segment about liquidity? Because I saw a lot of questions about that in the chats about the
Yeah.
liquidity on our different tokens, mainly within the EMP ecosystem.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah, let's go over that really quick, and then we'll talk about uh uh GG being on Sonic. All right. Hang on. All right. So this is eShare. Again, we do. Liquidity is still there. Obviously, it's not as much as we would hope for. We have about 21K. The goal is to have 50K or more. But when you have buying and selling volume of $33, that liquidity doesn't need to be in the millions. And yeah, I mean, we are purposely uh, managing liquidity to help the protocol. So we provide liquidity, both POL, which means protocol owned liquidity, and anybody can go and add their own liquidity to DexSwap as well. So let's go back over here. That's probably another good way to look at this. All right, so as you can see, EMP ETH LP is still over or almost at $100,000 worth of liquidity. So the liquidity is there, but it's purposely managed to be upside liquidity. And the reason we do that is, again, to help protect the protocol while we're going through, peg recovery. And number two is to those that do want exit liquidity, they get hit with price impact fairly hard. Now, if you're buying EMP, there's basically zero price impact. So all this has been, we've been fully transparent about this. It's a way that we, again, are able to help protect the protocol while there's some uncertainty and help us recover peg as we go. But buying EMP, buying eShare, buying GG, plenty of liquidity to do so. And if you're looking to sell, again, there is options for that. If you're looking to sell EMP, we've said all along it's better to go ahead and sacrifice your EMP and then sell it on the secondary market, sell your microgrid, because then it doesn't hurt the chart at all. So there are, again, some ways of doing it. And again, anybody is also able to provide their own liquidity by doing this. So again, if you had some EMP ETH, you would just go here, create a position, common or whatever. Just be aware that if you do this, you have to have the ETH to pair it with. And, if the price does go up, you're selling your EMP at these levels. So just, again, be aware of that. Then, when we do recover peg and you have no more EMP, you would be very sad. So, all right. So that, again, is just a quick little overview. Again, you can make the ranges wide or narrow. The more narrow, the more fees you get. But again, you could get impermanent loss from selling your EMP too early. But yeah, those are Is that enough overview, LA? Anything more about liquidity?
Yeah, the only other thing I'd love for you to go over is you mentioned when we were on the phone once, and I would love for you to talk about this and just explain it. But if you are running into an issue with buying, it may be that the contract needs a rebalance. So you were mentioning to me that you might want to start out with like a really small buy to force the contract to rebalance and then buy the amount that you actually wanted to. Can you kind of explain that?
Yes, absolutely. So hang on one second. Let me pull this up so I can visually represent what we're saying here. All right, so this is a perfect example. You can see that a lot of liquidity is starting at these levels. So there's about a couple of thousand EMP gap between where people are providing liquidity and the current LP itself. So to LA's point, if you're trying to buy EMP, you may have to just bump or buy enough that it gets it back into range. And then once it's in range, you can buy a lot more EMP with basically zero price impact. So yeah, I would say if you are looking to buy or sell and you see a crazy number price impact of 20% or whatever, then just buy $10 worth and do that a few times as needed, and then you get the price back in range, and then you can buy 100, 1,000, 10,000, whatever the amount that you would want is. So yeah, great point. And yeah, again, I wish there was an easier way to tell you what to do, but you really just have to test the buying amounts. Again, if you are getting hit with price impact, just start with $10 here and there, and then refresh, and then you should be able to buy as much as you want after that. So cool. All right, does that help?
Amazing. So exciting news on GG.
Yeah. So all right, let me go back to GG. Again, we had. Oh, hang on. All right, so GG again. Our Grim Gold token. We are on Binance Smart Chain. We've been here after our migration from ETH. About $50,000 of liquidity on BSC, but now we are on Sonic. So let me go ahead and pull up this. All right, so if you're looking to stake your GG, you still have to come and stake it here on BSC. Again, stake.universemadness.com. But then if you see this little button right here, bridge, an ancient bridge between realms has appeared. So this is our own bridge where for 0 fees other than gas, you're able to bridge between Sonic and BNB. So this doesn't change the overall supply of GG tokens. It just allows us to really move forward on Sonic. I'm really bullish on Sonic. And we have a great partner DEX in SwapX. So I'm going to do a full tutorial on that right now as well. So again, we are on Sonic. Let me go ahead and just show the chart. Another cool thing with this, again, even though we saw a big sell-off right here, that was the price getting to parity between chains. So now we are able to do some arbitrage of our own through being multi-chain. So GG being 0.0004 cents per GG on both chains allows us then to arbitrage to keep parity, and then all of those fees are used and potential revenue to support GG. So this is the first step in real yield coming back to support GG. We found a really great floor at these levels, even with great staking is super lucrative. Just really quick on that for anybody new. If you're buying on Sonic first, you would just bridge back over. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so if you're buying on Sonic first, you just bridge back to BSC with our bridge, and then you can come down here and stake to earn even more GG. Let me. All right, so a 30-day lockup is a 16% APR, all the way up to a full year lockup, and almost a 40% APR. So it's very lucrative to do that. And then again, we'll go over this all in about an hour on the other live stream, but I just want to show this really quick. All right, so we are on SwapX. Again, shout out to them. A great DEX partner. Again, DexSwap is not on Sonic yet, and there's some really great incentives with SwapX. Once we get our volume up in the next few weeks and things are leveling out, we're hoping to add some incentives and bribes to liquidity providing of the GG token on SwapX. And so what that means is you can actually lock up SwapX. You go and you buy SwapX, you lock it up into what's called VSwapX, which is the voting power. And then you can vote on the GG pool. And by doing that, you actually get rewards both in Origin Sonic OS, which is what our liquidity pair is, and GG itself, as well as more SwapX. So again, that's a great way to incentivize liquidity providing through SwapX and give you another incentive to do so. So that's not quite ready yet, but it will be hopefully in the next few weeks. And again, we'll have full tutorials on all this as we move forward. So really excited about GG, and yeah, we're almost ready for our pack sale. That will be in the next few months. And honestly, we're ahead of schedule right now for the game release as well. I know we've been saying a playable alpha by the end of the year. It actually might be sooner than that. So again, lots of stuff happening with GG for sure.
Amazing. I think we have a couple questions in Discord and in the chat. Shall we move on to those?
Yeah, perfect. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen again while you go through that. Give me 1 sec.
All right. So the first question is just about you sharing the formula for crediting of DAAS, and I know you already mentioned that earlier in the stream. Do you think that's coming soon, like in the coming week or anything like that? Or what should be the timeline we expect towards that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I should be able to have that this coming week for sure. I mean, ideally, I'd also like to be able to implement the actual migration by then. But yeah, I'll get with LA. I'll make sure I put it on my calendar so I don't forget. But yeah, I'll do a full post of the math. Honestly, it's very straightforward. So it can be a simple post in our socials for sure.
Amazing. And then the second question from Rick, we did already cover it, was, are the Fusion Watch prizes still going to be like they were? And we went over that, as well as we have it posted in all the groups, so check that one out. And then I know we have some in the chats, so let's go through those. Where's the best place to buy EMP right now? The only place to buy EMP is on DexSwap. So make sure you're using ETH on BNB Chain to purchase your EMP with.
Yep.
Florida Joe asks, can we automate the LP GGOS on SwapX?
Yeah, Florida Joe, great question. So the issue vaults, yes, that will be something that's coming. Again, we're working closely with the SwapX team. We have a great relationship with them. We all go way back. So yeah, we are working on that. The issue right now is that GG just is a little bit volatile and new. So they want to see a little more volume, a little more stability, and then yeah, you can add liquidity to the Ichi vaults, and then it'll manage the LP for you. And then we also should be able to support it through Dex vaults as well. So either of those, again, whether it's Ichi or our vaults, we can give an option for those that want to provide liquidity.
Awesome. So Richard is asking, so if we don't hit the goal this week, it is not paid. So this week we cannot hit the goal and you'll still earn a prize. But if we don't hit our community goal this week, there will be no prizes next week because it depends on the community goal being reached the week before. So we have Friday, Saturday, we have 3-ish days, a little more than 3 days to reach 75,000 EMP, which is literally nothing. But we do have some work to do on that this week in order for there to be prizes next week.
For sure.
All right. And then Grover actually mentions, to kind of debunk something else that was said in the comments, the volume of sales in the marketplace on microgrids has actually been quite significant. So that's something to pay attention to.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note too, we were just reconciling for the last month of the fees. Again, remember every time microgrids are sold on the secondary market, we get 3% in eShare, and it's been really adding up. So keep an eye out for another burn of eShare in the next few weeks for sure. I mean, again, all of that is supporting the ecosystem. The money doesn't leave the ecosystem, so that's really bullish too.
Amazing. Okay, well, that is all the. Oh wait, Duke had one more question. Are you talking about liquidity on eShare or EMP?
Yeah, so both. I mean, we're trying to keep the system as healthy as we can. Liquidity is being managed on both eShare and EMP. And again, it's not anybody is still free to try to exit. It's how you exit that is important. So again, if you're trying to sell EMP, then you're better off sacrificing it and then selling your microgrid or just waiting for peg. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know how much more like bullish that is. Is that just by holding, you potentially get another 2x or 100% more than selling today. So again, and if you want to sell. I mean, you're just gonna get hit with price impact. So it's not nobody's being handcuffed.
Amazing. Okay, well, that is. One more question from Mega Buddy popped up. What does the burn do?
Yeah, so again, we actually part of the again, just to recap fully, all of the marketplace fees, again, when you buy and sell microgrids, it's all settled in energy, which is eShare, under the hood. And so 3% of all that is accumulated in a treasury wallet, and then we end up burning it. So the burn is bullish because it removes eShare from the supply. So just like the burn when you burn EMP in Fusion by sacrificing, you eventually get a supply shock, or those that own eShare and don't sell it have a lot more ownership of the supply. So again, it's a way to just have healthy economics where eShare is actually deflationary, just like EMP. The more that we move forward. And remember, eShare's on a halving schedule as well, just like Bitcoin. So, as it is right now, eShare is pretty much deflationary. But by next year, with the next halving, it will be deflationary based on what we're able to burn through fees in the marketplace. So yeah, again, and the supply on eShare is ridiculously low. I think overall there's probably only about 50,000 eShare tokens total, and that number is going down all the time. So
Amazing. Cool. That is it for tonight. We have our next AMA coming up for HVM at 8:30, which is in 40 minutes from now. And we will see you all there. I know we have some bullish alpha to share on that AMA tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Like again, we've been making major headway on Grim Gold or GG and our overall ecosystem Universe Madness. That is our trading card game that is set to release later this year. And why that matters to all of you is EMP Fusion will receive 10% off the top of all the revenue we're able to generate from that game. So again, everybody here should care and support GG. We've been really, the Telegram and the Twitter's been growing dramatically. We're way over 5,000 followers now on X, and the game is moving along really nicely. We'll have a bunch of alpha to share with that tonight, so make sure you join us at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Universe Madness YouTube channel. So, all right, awesome, LA. Another great recap for the week. Again, I'm super bullish for the future. Obviously, we hit some road bumps here and there, but fundamentally, everything is extremely solid. And whether it's a week or a month or a couple of months, we're making real progress. And with the overall crypto landscape, while everything else is bleeding out, we are a shining light in DeFi. And again, it's all about perspective with how we're moving forward. So, all right, any final words you want to share with all the lovely people? Go ahead, LA.
Thank you guys so much for attending. Remember that we do this together as a community, which means that we're all a part of it. We couldn't do this without you guys, and we'll see you next week.
All right, cheers, everyone. Yes, remember we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Good night, good day. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next week.